All right, so we're here on another episode of Car Talk. We're on our way to Nara Hills right now. We're gonna be getting there with the team. We invited some people to come by, stop by and see the models. So one thing about doing content, right, you start building these relationships. So we've actually sat down with the VP of Landsea Homes and talked about, hey, how can we partner up in a way where it's beneficial to both of us. So with doing new construction and giving all the information out, we found that one of the biggest issues, we love new construction, but the biggest issue is that people still go without us. So we're marketing these communities, but they're going without us. And that's okay. It's kind of part of the business. We want to capture the people who want to work with us at the end of the day. So building these relationships is super important. So they've asked us to come down and hold kind of an open house, but we're not doing the signs, we're not doing all of that. I just don't like the open house approach. You got to sit in the model, you got to and plus some of the stuff that they have to sell is not even modeled there. So that's another thing, right? But we made it more of an event. Hey, come by, come see us, let them know that you're here with us. So we can help you get in. And if that's not the right option, we got other options for you. But again, this comes with building relationships. So we've been able to do that, and it's been great. We're looking to build relationships with more people to help our business grow, to help our team members' business grow, and then also help the people around us. So building relationship in this business is so important. I don't think people realize that, and it took me a long time to realize that building the relationship, showing up to events, meeting other agents is super important. Before I'm like, why would I want to get in front of another agent, or why would I want to be in contact with this agent? And then little things started happening. It's like, okay, well, yeah, that actually worked because I had a good relationship with that agent, or hey, I learned this from this agent, that actually worked. Man, okay, now I'm on to something, right? So kind of talking about relationships and getting around the right people. When I first started, I was just in a little box, and it was mostly getting around the right people with YouTube and videos and podcasts, and I was listening to all the right stuff, but you could only get so much from that. It wasn't until about 4 years in where I was like, oh shoot, it's actually really important to get around the right people, right? So we talked about our success before, sold 32 homes last year. We're on track to sell 100 homes this year, and that came by getting around the right people. We got around the right people, and now we are tripling up our business in a down year, thank God. And but it came from, we only know what we know, and there's somebody out there that knows what we need to know. Now there has to be a value exchange. So a quick example, we never went to events, we never did any of that, and now we have this huge problem, and it's a good problem. We have all these leads, we have a great social media presence, and we just don't know what to do with it. So we're like, shoot, we got to do something. So April of 2022, April of 2022, right? We've only closed at that point maybe 6 or 8 homes for the year, right? And most of them, it's me doing the business. So 2022, one of my partners, Justin, he sends me, he's like, hey, Brian Decker, now he's actually blown up. At the time we had the same amount of followers, I think. But Brian Decker is having an event in San Diego. It's $900 to go, and it's a one-day event. And I'm like, dang, $900. I've never even spent $900 on really anything, equipment-wise. My GoPro was probably the most expensive because I bought it with a bundle. And so they're like, man, $900 to go to this event. That sounds crazy to me. But I talked to my wife, and I was like, hey, we have this problem. She knew about it. I think I should go to this event. So I ended up going to this event, right? We took one thing from that event, and it was $900, and we got a couple other nuggets, but there was one thing. specifically that we took out of that event was making sure our campaigns were down. So maybe, hey, we can't contact these people right away, but what we can control is what we can control. And that's at least, at minimum, setting up an automated campaign where they're getting hit by us. That was number one. That kind of took us to like, hey, now we can set up these campaigns and they're getting hit. Our success went up a little bit just by implementing that one thing. But again, we paid to get around the right people, those relationships. Did we build any relationships there? No, right? But we got information, we got some value. Again, what value can you give in return for value? Our value at that time was $900. Actually, together it was about $1,800. It cost about $2,000 to go to San Diego for the day, eat, drive, do all that good stuff. So it was about $2,000 for that value for value, right? Cool. Okay, so now going back to relationships, right? So now I'm starting to realize, oh man, like we gotta start doing this a little bit more. So fast forward, we're asking for help. We're still in this, like, hey, now we've closed about 20 deals. Our social media presence is great. People are starting to recognize us, but it's not translating into dollars. And I like to say, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense, right? So it wasn't making sense at the time. We're still having the same issue. Now we're getting a little bit better. And like I said, we're starting to like, okay, we have some stuff in place that's gonna get us there. Cool. So we reached out to a couple of people. Nobody could help us, right? We're at EXP at this time, and we reach out to like our top tier guy, and I'm like, yo, you're in our upline, we need help. Can you help us? And he's like, hey, I want to help you, but I want to see how committed you are. And I'm like, okay, well, what does that mean? So he's like, late August, we're gonna have an event and in Dallas, right? It's a big conference, not an event. It's a conference, 3-day conference. I want you to go. I'll link up with you and we'll talk. And he's like, I'll take care of your tickets to come to the conference. Just pay for your flight and pay for your rooms. Can you do that? And I'm like, yes, no doubt, right? Talk to my wife. Hey, we got to do this. He's gonna help us. We need this. Cool, no problem. So we go, so now me and Justin, again, it's back to me and Justin, right? We're the only ones that are gonna go. We go and, we make the trip to Dallas expecting we're gonna get the magic pill. We're gonna get that magic tool, that magic system that's gonna change our business. And then we go there and we meet, this top guy, and we get in, he invites us to his penthouse. And we're blown away. We're in the penthouse. We had to buy a room down the street, right? So this was 13, 14 months ago. We had to buy a cheap hotel down the street because that's kind of where we're at. It is what it is, right? So we're a fly on the wall, and some heavy hitters start coming into the room. And we're like, oh shoot, like there's some heavy hitters in this room. And we're sitting there and just kind of soaking it in. We're more of a fly on the wall. They're showing us stuff and I was like, I don't know what the heck this means. Like, oh, look at this amazing new tool that it's gonna change our business. And I was like, I'm not even right here right now. Like, I don't even know what this means, right? So it didn't help us. Now, the relationship was starting to build there. Hey, he's like, hey, whatever you need, let me know. We'll jump on another call. Nothing really turned out from there. It's just, he was so far ahead of us that everything in between, like, it didn't even matter to him anymore, or he couldn't relate. So it wasn't that he didn't want to help us, because he maybe wanted to, but he was frying bigger fish, one, and then two, like, that's stuff that he doesn't do anymore, or he couldn't maybe even help me. Maybe he could have pointed me in the right direction. He didn't do so. Fine, that's not a problem. So we go to this event. Now, the biggest takeaway of going to this event, again, we paid money to go there. We paid money there to eat and all that. And we're standing in line. And we're talking to some guy, Andy, that's actually here in like the Diamond Bar area, Rolling Heights area. And he's with EXP. And I was like, yo, what's up, man? I'm just trying to introduce myself to as many people as I can. And I was like, Andy, follow my IG. He's like, dude, I already follow you. I'm like, dude, this is crazy. What's your IG, Andy? And like, you know, somebody, it's just random in Dallas I'm meeting that already follows me, which is insane to think about. So we're talking to Andy now, and then some dude walks up in a salmon suit, right? All G'd up. Like, he's looking crisp. He has presence. He walks up and he like stands behind Justin, kind of sizing us up a little bit. He's like, hey, yo, you guys in line? And I'm looking around like, yes, you jerk. We're clearly in line. Like, there's no doubt about us being in line right now. Like, we're standing in the in-line section. We're just the last people. So I was kind of like, what's this guy's deal? So I wanted to flex on him a little bit, and I didn't know anything about this guy at the time. And I said, hey, bro, follow me on IG. Check me out. I gave him my IG. We swapped IGs. I checked his out. He had like 8,000 followers at the time. Now he has a lot more. And I think I was like around, I don't know, 20-something thousand at that time. And he was like, whatever. So we kept talking. We're about to sign in. You know, he didn't tell me anything. I think he was probably checking out my page or something. Signing in, and then I see like a head coming over my shoulder, and I'm kind of like, what does this guy want, bro? Like, you're already being weird, man. But he goes, and he uses the F word, which I won't use, but he goes, your Instagram's freaking kicking, eh? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And he's like, first question he asked me, what do you need help with? And I'm like, we need help converting. We need help closing. He's like, done. We need help with social media. You help with your social media, I'll teach you how to close. Done. Let's meet up for dinner. And this is like, that's his personality. This is the type of person this guy is. I'm like, okay. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, this guy's probably not gonna hit me up. Like, now at this point, the way he's talking, I'm like, you know, he's probably a pretty decent hitter. You know, it was on there that he was an icon agent, all that good stuff. And icon agent, you have to get a certain amount of deals done, all that stuff, right? So I was like, cool. And then he actually calls me. He texts me, he messages me. He's like, hey, what's your number? He calls me. Hey, Cedeno. All right, he's calling me Cedeno. My last name's Cedeno. Cedeno, let's go out to dinner tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool, whatever. I run into him again the next day, and we link up. He's like, hey, we're going to dinner with so-and-so tonight. Be there. Dope. We end up going to dinner. We end up going to like a Texas, you know, what would you call it? Like a barbecue spot. We go there, we mastermind. The whole time I'm eating, I'm just asking this guy a ton of questions. I'm not even like really eating. I'm not caring for the food. And it was delicious food, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna soak in as much as I can. We end up going back to the main hotel where everybody's at, and we mastermind for like 6 hours. Everyone's drinking, partying, doing all that good stuff, and we're here for business. That's what we're there for. So now we get linked up with Reilly, and now we're doing value exchange. We go back home, go back to normal life, and now me and Reilly are having one-on-one calls every week. And on these one-on-one calls, we're talking about what to implement, what's next, what's, you know, and it's one and the other. And I'm going, hey, you should do this, this, and this. And he's telling me do this, this, and this, and we're doing that. So now value for value, right? I got value to provide. He has a ton of value to provide. And now we've become really good friends from us just going and knowing we have to build relationships. So now fast forward, you know, Reilly, we still need more help. Reilly's cool, but there's no real win-win there, because if he helps us, we're not in his direct downline. So it was kind of tough unless we're starting, you know, to either charge one another for different things. It was so, not that we wanted to, but it's just, hey, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense at the end of the day, right? So we go and we tell Reilly, hey man, we're gonna be making the move to another brokerage. And then so Reilly comes up with this brilliant idea. He's like, hey, what if you leave for 6 months and then you come back and we give you all the information that we know? Then it's a win-win, right? Because at this point, he's closing more deals than us. And he's already helped us a ton. I was like, not a bad idea. I'm actually kind of on board. I talked to my leadership, I talked to the team. Everyone's like, hey Robert, like this is what we're gonna do. Super cool. Everyone's on board. I'm like, all right, cool. We started changing our CRM, we started doing all this stuff. And then I get a call from Reilly. He's like, hey, I know you guys were thinking of joining Real. I don't think it's a bad idea, but hear me out. I'm gonna join under so-and-so. They can teach us this, and that. You come and join us, under us, and then you bring the rest of the team under you. And we were considering Real heavily already. And so I said, you know what? We're gonna do that. Let's do that. So we did. So we go over to Real together, and all from just showing up. And now we've built this relationship, and now we're helping others. And we have a lot of other stories that we have about building relationships. But at the end of the day, what are you doing to get around the right people? That's gonna be the key thing. How can you get around the right people? So not so you guys can be cool and be friends and we can all do cool videos together. No, that's not what it's about. It's not about doing cool videos together. It's not about the clout. It's about how can we help each other make money? How can we compress that time so we can win together? And that comes through relationships, masterminds, downlines, all that good stuff. So I would take that heavily into consideration. How can I get in front of the right people faster? How can I build those relationships? So I'm gonna encourage you guys. It's super important to build the right relationships, because remember this, you're probably 1 or 2 moves of, from taking your business to the next level. You're probably 1 or 3 relationships away from tripling up, 10xing your business. How do I know that? I'm living it. I'm literally living it right now. So if you could do that, compress that time, start building the right relationships. Now for us, it's super cool the way people can partner up with us. There's different ways of doing that, either through our team, marketing group, joining Real under us. There's a lot of ways to do that. But again, if we're not the right fit, cool, go find the right fit. Quit living through the same cycle of broker, and after broker, because you're looking for the same thing. Find the right person, find the right team. And that's what I'm gonna leave you with. Build the relationships, get out there and make it happen. Nobody's just gonna come give it to you. And then also become valuable, so that you have value to give. Whoa, it is windy out here. And like I say every time, SoCal Cedeno out.